Did you really think that Bonnie and Clyde, the messiest people in Harlem, would get away with fabricating a whole baby, keeping their pockets full and their names trending? Oh, sit down and turn off all notifications because what I'm about to reveal is so gory, so humiliating, and so disgustingly on brand for these two that even the most petty corners of Twitter would be unable to spin this scandal. Just a picture waking up to leaked footage of Chrissy, the self-proclaimed ride-or-die queen, whispering, "Sweet baby," into a burner phone while Camron, Mr. Pink Mink himself, stands 3 steps back, mastering this sham dance. Hotel doors? Baby checkmate. How deep is this rabbit hole really? How many sponsorships, reunion deals, and fake charity checks did these two cash in while the world applauded for a pregnancy that never happened? And worst of all, the receipts are leaking out one by one. Trust me, by the end of today, you won't look at a baby bump the same way again. This exposé could blow up the internet twice before lunch, so let's peel back the dirty layers of the circus because, believe me, the so-called power couple of Harlem didn't just make a mistake overnight. Let's start by catfishing a ghost. In the Golden Age, when Chrissy Lemon crowned herself the First Lady of Harlem and Camron strutted around like a pink foreign data donor, Jim Jones, bless his faithful fool heart, believed he owned Harlem's last unbreakable brotherhood. However, beneath all that Dipset nostalgia, there were snake pits, hush money, and a fake baby belly that would make even Mona Scott Young wonder if this was too scandalous for cable TV. Craft a new mess, enter the fake baby plot insiders, and by insiders I mean Chrissy's former nail technician who couldn't keep her mouth shut, and swear the first pregnancy whisper reached Cam's ears. One shady brunch at Harlem Tavern, Chrissy leaned over her mimosa, tapped Cam's iced-out watch, and hissed, "What if the world thinks I'm pregnant again?" Cam didn't even flinch, he pulled out his second phone, not the public one, and muttered, "If you sell it right, we all eat good." From there, baby scams turned into baby plans, and Chrissy refollowed old brand sponsors on Instagram and made friends with reality show producers who vowed they would never work with him once more. Following that meltdown backstage in 2011, Jim, poor naive Jimmy, continued to believe every "I love you, daddy" text she sent at 2 in the morning. While covertly organizing hush money for dubious ultrasound bills in the spring of 2022, a suspicious bump began to appear on Chrissy's selfies. Fans' pages argued, "She's glowing," while barbershops in Harlem whispered, "She's glowing, but that belly looks like a pillow." Meanwhile, Cam used every ounce of influence he had by teasing the crew about bringing them a new life, teasing cryptic Instagram stories with baby emojis, and subtly disparaging an insider revealed that a large vitamin company offered Chrissy a 5-figure deal for a pregnancy health journey vlog on YouTube, but they didn't realize that the only thing growing was her bank balance, not her womb. This is where it gets dirty. A traveling OBGYN from Jersey who allegedly had her license revoked in 2018 for dubious medical paperwork was on Cam's private payroll, creating fake blood work, fake sonograms, and fake prenatal appointment receipts. Before any suspicious PR agent could ask for proof of due dates, Jim took blurry bathroom selfies with Chrissy's staged bump, and Cam sat 2 blocks away at a hookah lounge laughing with his inner circle. Harlem is still too stupid to buy anything. If you add some reality TV tears to it, which is savage, but it's not surprising. If it weren't for one mistake, the housekeeping lady at that notorious Midtown hotel room, yes, the same housekeeping lady who discovered a suspiciously flat pregnancy belly band tossed in a trash can connected to 3 unopened prenatal pill bottles, she took a picture and DM'd it to a Harlem gossip blogger desperate for clicks. Boom, baby scam exposed within hours. Hashtag Chrissy's fake bump trended. Cam's phone exploded, not with congratulatory direct messages but with death threats from Dipset stans yelling that he had stabbed his brother for clout money. Even Mona Scott Young, queen of Give Me the Mess, refused to answer her phone. But wait, it gets hotter because the leak was only the appetizer. Online screenshots of hush payments, fake prenatal invoices, and hotel room reservations under fictitious LLC names, such as Mommy Empire Consulting, were dumped by an anonymous whistleblower. Fans of LLC did what they do best. They connected every meme and every mistake, roasted the entire scam into next week's TikTok detectives match dates, and compared Chrissy's supposed due date to her club appearances, where she magically had abs by midnight but a bump by breakfast. Twitter Spaces was raging all night. Did Jim really not see this coming? Jim has been a snake since Dipset's first mixtape, so you all just forgot, but if you thought this was the last leak, fasten your seatbelt because Harlem's messiest soap opera was far from over. Jim attempted to play damage control and posted a prayer hands emoji on Instagram, and more screenshots were released, this time from Chrissy's cousin's stolen iCloud private voice notes, burner phone recordings, and in the meantime, Cam disappeared. Without any cryptic live, freestyle diss tracks, or even a single petty tweet, which is how Harlem knew he was guilty of sin or planning the next chess move. Meanwhile, Chrissy couldn't hide when paparazzi caught her leaving a nail salon without a ring or bump, and she had no idea how to turn this PR car crash into a new paycheck. The real slap came when sponsors fled, with one brand even posting a savage tweet that said, "We do not condone fake babies. We have terminated all collaborations effective immediately." The internet broke again. Pause, take a deep breath, because if you thought the scam ended with the revelation of hotel bans and dubious invoices, you're sweetly mistaken. This baby bombshell wasn't just about clout, it was the ticking time bomb that blew up Harlem's last fairy tale couple, splintered dips at loyalty, and triggered a federal audit. Just when you thought Harlem gossip would finally hit, stop thinking, because what came next didn't just involve Torchy and Cam, it brought a few old friends back into the shady spotlight they vowed to leave behind. Trust me, part 2 is going to take this scandal to its core, and by the end, you'll wish it was just bad reality TV. The same disgruntled intern who dumped the hotel band invoices and the burner laptop screenshots didn't stop there 2 days after #Chrissy fake bump broke the trending charts. This rogue whistleblower posted a single encrypted file on a shady message board with the file name Mommy Empire PR Plan _final, which contained a goldmine of emails, WhatsApp threads, and signed pitches demonstrating how Chrissy, Cam, and two shady PR managers turned Harlem's dusty backstage secrets into a federal sideshow. Mapped out a 6-month viral motherhood story arc. One bullet point read, Phase 1, Public Reveal. Phase 2, Fake Ultrasound Leak. Phase 3, Paparazzi Bump Sighting. Phase 4, Brand Deal Secured. Phase 5, Strategic Miscarriage Narrative for Sympathy and Reunion Storyline. Read that again. Not only did they fake a pregnancy, they planned to fake heartbreak too, so fans would line up with tissue boxes and hashtags begging VH1 to drop a special reunion. When Harlem got wind of that bullet point, boom, the internet split in half. One half demanded Chrissy be blacklisted from every network that ever gave her a reunion check. The other half screamed, Cam was the puppet master, the evil genius making Harlem's queen sell out. Her final shred of self-respect for crumbs of influence. Jim Jones, who referred to himself as Harlem's last faithful king, went nuclear in the meantime. He pulled up receipts on Instagram Live, and over 200,000 viewers watched him sit in a dimly lit studio in a hoodie with his voice half off and shaking as he barked into the phone. Have you ever loved somebody so deeply that you let them ruin you? Twice? You're laughing at me, but I was playing father to a lie she and Kim cooked up behind my back. Fans flooded the chat room, saying, Stay strong, king. You deserve better. As Jim spilled his heartbreak in real time, TikTok editors stitched clips of the whistleblower posted partial bank ledgers along with that PR file, which made tax agents take notice. The files included stacks of $2,500 wire payments tied to an LLC called Harlem's Events for the FBI and IRS, as well as him crying with old Dipset footage dropping millions in an endless loop of nostalgia and cringe. By sunrise, word spread quickly, and federal agents wanted to sit down. According to the rumor mill, Homeland Security knocked on one of Cam's old studios in Queens at 500 hours. I'm searching for backup drives. One gossip blogger even shared a blurry picture of a black SUV parked outside Chrissy's cousin's condo, claiming that the feds were questioning her cousin about hush money receipts while the street screamed RICO and racketeering. Cam remained in ghost mode. There was no freestyle clapback, no shady bar on Instagram, no petty tweet with crying laugh emojis, just radio silence. For Cam, this is more terrifying than any diss track because everyone in Harlem knows that when he's quiet, he's cooking something deadly. Meanwhile, Chrissy, the reality TV ride-or-die queen, was left to drown alone twice in 2 days before being photographed by paparazzi twice. Then her dignity, the next crying behind the wheel of a borrowed black Escalade outside a maternity boutique where she allegedly conned people out of free baby bump props. Brands didn't wait for an apology. That vitamin sponsor is gone, and a designer baby clothes brand she teased on Instagram with a savage pinned comment that we only clothe real miracles and wish Miss Lampkin healing and reflection, ouch. And the Harlemants, few get them started. Beauty salons lit up with old heads clucking their tongues. I told you guys that Chrissy was trouble when she made Jimmy get that lip tattoo instead of a real wedding, petty accurate classic Harlem. But here's the twist you didn't see coming. Just as the PR crisis burned every pocket of Harlem, a new player came out of the shadows. According to anonymous Reddit leaks, this shadowy figure, a shady former manager named Reggie, allegedly tipped the intern to leak everything. They claim that Reggie managed Cam's road gigs back in the mid-2010s before Cam ghosted him for skimming off club checks. Reggie apparently held grudges the size of Harlem blocks, baby. When Reggie discovered that Cam was cashing hush money on a fake baby plot while still owing him unpaid tour percentages, the man went full whistleblower, allegedly selling a voice memo to a podcast featuring Cam barking on the phone to Chrissy to even Mona Scott Young. The legendary ringmaster of TV Ratchet Circus reunions had to issue a dry PR statement that said, "Miss Lampkin is not contracted with any of our shows at this time. We have no comment on unverified allegations." Translation: Girl, you can't even spin this mess back onto our reunion couch while the puppet master's receipts bounced from blog to blog while the brands kept fleeing like roaches at sunrise. Cam lost 2 mid-tier liquor endorsements overnight. His name was quietly cut from a rumored Diapet anniversary tour. One promoter leaked the most heinous leak yet was a screen grab of a secret group chat that Reggie himself shared with a YouTube blogger. It showed Cam, Chrissy, and a PR fixer discussing which gossip blogs they would pay off to kill any negative headlines if the fake baby rumor got too hot. The chat even included a petty note to make sure Jim didn't find out until the cleared. Well, guess what? By now, the entire damn planet had discovered that Dipset's once unbreakable brotherhood looked like Harlem's trash pile. With contracts torn apart, friendships burned to ashes, brand endorsements, and federal if you think this clown show ends with PR apologies and legal fees, think again. According to the same Puppet Master Whisper Network, a final hush agreement is locked in a lawyer's safe because of a few sneaky snippets that were leaked on Twitter. Raw Savage Bars has no features, just Jim dragging Cam, Chrissy and every fake baby prop from Midtown to Miami. Snitches were squealing. It wasn't just Instagram memes anymore. A rumored federal tax probe now had both Cam and Chrissy worried about whether hush funds were reported correctly, and where was Jim in all of this, still healing and heartbroken. How it was laundered through phony charity donations. If that document appears on blogs, it will not only destroy Dipset's last legacy, but it may also bring down a few well-known sponsors. Homeland Security is already sniffing around, and the streets are drooling for the final receipts. Part 3 is coming, and it's the dagger that Harlem has been waiting for, because when that hush file drops, even the rats in the gutter will feel sorry for Jim Jones. Don't blink, because Part 3 is where we burn down any remaining secrets. Imagine pearls. Get ready, because the next chapter in this fake baby disaster doesn't just put the cherry on top of Dipset's dusty coffin, it drags the entire Harlem gossip ecosystem through a storm so raw that even the oldest original residents of the block are running for cover. Remember that hush file? Yes, the so-called smoking gun Reggie hinted at was something that the streets whispered for weeks that only 2 people held a copy of, Reggie and a dubious entertainment lawyer who once handled Cam's side deals when his tax issues made headlines 10 years ago, but Harlem forgot that secrets don't stay caged when everyone's loyalty is on layaway. Hit the internet, there was no major tabloid drop or podcast exclusive, just a single anonymous Google Drive link. That was posted in the comments of every post that even mentioned Chrissy, Cam or fake babies. Within an hour, the link was trending all over the world. Inside that folder were goldmine contracts, signed NDAs, wire instructions, and a grainy PDF stamped final split agreement in large red letters that explained how the profits from the so-called baby narrative would be divided between Chrissy, Cam, a shady OBGYN, and the gossip PR fixer who sold the story to advertisers. Tucked away in the same file was a side note that essentially burned through the screen, Jim, preventing him from knowing until the very last minute. After all sponsor payments had been cleared, Harlem lost its collective mind TikTok detectives. Screen recorded every page, posted breakdowns in real time, and stitched savage memes with old clips of Jim kissing Chrissy's stomach on stage, now captioned with crying emojis and clown faces. The entire world gasped, laughed, and shared it with their messiest group chats until it spread like a digital wildfire that no lawyer could stop. As if the hush file itself wasn't embarrassing enough, Harlem's favorite mother-in-law, Mama Jones, decided to drag the last remnants of family laundry into the open. A hungry blogger caught her mid-rant outside her favorite hair salon, and without any filters or apologies, she spat out the words Harlem has been waiting for, that she always knew Chrissy was poison. She pleaded with Jim to open his eyes years ago, but now he's heartbroken, ashamed, and has a lawyer bill so high that even Cam can't scam that away. The sponsors moved more quickly than any PR statement, and Chrissy's people were able to whip up baby vitamin deals, cancel maternity shoots with brutal demands for refunds, and post on her stories that she threatened to sue for brand damage caused by association with a false narrative. Meanwhile, everything fell apart dollar by dollar, and Cam did what only he knows best. He didn't cry behind a lawyer's statement, he didn't make a tearful apology video, and he jumped on a live hoodie halfway off chain dancing on his chest, smirking at the 50,000 people watching him call himself. Swigging from a crimson cup, Harlem's favorite villain chuckled and declared, "Loyalty is dead," and he's the only one who is honest enough to admit he killed it himself. Jim didn't respond with another messy live, but instead did what he's always done best, he hit the booth. 3 days later, an unpolished freestyle called No More Puppets appeared on SoundCloud, with Jim's voice cracking as he spat out line after line about betrayal, fake tears, and brotherhood turned graveyard by midnight. The comment section was flooded with clown and snake emojis, but half the crowd still cheered because Harlem loves a villain who says what everyone else is too fake to whisper. Fans flooded every Harlem block with car speakers blasting the song like a eulogy for everything Dipset once meant, but the internet didn't stop for long because after heartbreak and clown memes, the feds discovered that Homeland Security had flagged suspicious payments linked to that phony charity fund that Cam and Chrissy pushed during the bump storyline. It turns out that their so-called Momir's Foundation didn't fund struggling mothers at all. Instead, it funneled brand checks back to them under shell company invoices. This is wire fraud. Barbershop began joking that the next Dipset reunion special won't be on VH1, but in a federal courtroom, the heartbreak was obscured by the laughter. Since Harlem knows deep down that it was about a family that was once the last vestige of genuine loyalty on stage, the receipts revealed that they would sell each other out for a messy payout and a trending hashtag. Just when people thought the leaks had stopped, one name kept coming up like a ghost from old mixtape credits: Lil Moo, an ancient diapered errand boy who carried Cam's duffel bags back when flip phones were king. He reappeared on a janky YouTube interview, claiming to have backup drives with unreleased voice notes of Cam laughing with Chrissy about baby check paydays while Jim sat in the adjacent room, thinking he had finally locked his forever. Mona Scott Young was nowhere to be found, a ghost with no statements and no shady reunions, just a rumor that she's holed up overseas on vacation, paying her crisis PR team triple rates to spin every headline away from her name. Even the queen of monetized reality drama couldn't turn this filth into a neat episode arc. And what about the fans who stuck with Jim out of sympathy, replaying that freestyle as if every bar could? Queen is down for good. Moo hinted in cryptic tweets that he would sell those files to the highest bidder or, worse, flip them to Homeland Security as bonus evidence if the money ran out. Stitched his bruise